From Forex Traders Daily, this is your daily analysis with Ross Mullins, live from Richmond, Virginia.
Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for February 20th, 2018. Today we're going to take a look at the EURUSD, the euro versus US dollar for today's trade analysis. It's important to note that as we look at our news calendar for the day today, there's very little news on the calendar. A very light news day. Maybe not enough to drive volatility in the market or movement in the market, but we could still see some carry through from movement over the past 2 or 3 days. As we look here at the daily time frame on the euro, you can see that the market has found resistance all the way at the top of the chart a number of times. 1, 2, 3 distinct times where the market came up between 124.95, 125.20, found resistance and reversed. And not only that, just a few days ago it did it again. We just see on Thursday, we see the market finding resistance there into 125.00, capping out and starting to fall right back down here into the mid 123s. Currently, we're attempting to break out under this yellow zone. If we look back here where the blue box is, we saw the market 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days finding support on top of that yellow zone within the uptrend, but support on top of the yellow zone before making the new high into the 125 level. Then it made its way right back down to the 122s and then right back up again. So here we are coming back down. We know that yesterday, Monday, we found support on top of the yellow shaded area. Now today, Tuesday, we see the market pushing under the yellow shaded area. So we want to know, is this a real breakout underneath the 123.60 or so level? Or is it just a test, challenge, and a reversal? Let's go ahead and zoom it in a couple of times. And we can see right back here on the left where the market got under the yellow zone. Then the next day, turned right back around and got back above it. Even right here, we can see the market getting underneath. That's going to even look more interesting as we get down to the 4-hour time frame. And then the next day finally broke through it. So we want to be sure that this is a real breakout rather than just a challenge test. We don't want it to end up by the end of day being just a long wick at the bottom of a smaller candle, and then we're fooled into a false breakout. So very interesting scenario. I don't think right now there's anything leading us to buy this currency pair because we are indeed underneath this yellow shaded area, which historically was support. So we're underneath what was support. That will become resistance. 123.60, 123.90. The only reason we would expect it to go back up is if it got back above that yellow shaded area. So underneath it, we have a higher expectation that we look for it to continue to go lower. And of course, if it goes lower, history shows us that at minimum, we would look for it to go back down to the pink zone, incidentally, where this trend line sits. And of course, beyond there, we look for it back down here to the green zone. That's not too hard to see right here on the left-hand side. And of course, if it turns around and goes back up, we know where it's going as well. Back to the 124.35.60 level, the orange shaded area just above the market. So we know where our decision zones are. We can see them historically and factually. So we want to know, is this a real breakout? Or is it going to be a false breakout by the end of the day, turn around and go back in the other direction? Let's go ahead and take it back down to the 4-hour time frame. And this is what I wanted to show you here on the 4-hour time frame. Again, here's those 2 periods where we challenged underneath the yellow shaded area. Here it was here. We saw a spike underneath it, bounce up, spike underneath it, and then reversal and went back and made the new high. So then this little circle here, the one on the right, we saw a red candle close under the yellow shaded area. The blue candle opened and then turned back around and went back up, eventually breaking underneath it. But this candle, this scenario right here, let me change the color of one of these so we can call them something different. Let's make this one black. So what I'm looking at, of course, the black circle was false breakouts as well, but the blue circle, the close, the open, and then went right back up. So that's why I'm looking at this right side, the current market, and saying, sure, we had a close underneath the previous 4-hour candle, and we now have an open. The question is, will this stay underneath the yellow zone, or will it suddenly turn into a blue candle like it did over here on the left hand side inside the blue circle? We want to be sure. Now if it does open and close, history says an open and close underneath here tells us it's going to go lower. So that's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting for this guy to finish, to close. Then if it does, of course, we'll look for potentially a rally back to the yellow zone, improving our risk versus reward. Look for a short and target back down here towards the pink shaded area or lower. Of course, if it breaks the pink zone, we look for it to go much lower. The risk in that scenario and stop losses will be above the yellow shaded area if we get into the opportunity for, or find the opportunity for the breakout scenario on the euro dollar today.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.